Hi Sagittarius, welcome to As the Cards Turn Tarot. We're going to be looking at a current energy through crystals, crystal cards, oracle cards, and tarot. We might throw in some affirmation cards as well. So let's get started on the crystals. Wow, Sag. You're doing a lot. You know, I think you yourself looked at it at 5 o'clock and is like, wow, I've said a lot, that you could pat yourself on the back almost. I like your energy. You seem lighter. You reminisce about something you wish would be lighter, or you wish you could find clarity, but you just ignore it. It's something you shove down. I don't know what that is. Could be a friend, foe, family. But you try to keep it light, and I like that in healing. You're very spiritual, whoever you are. Your faith is very strong. Let's look at crystals, how you're doing. This is for Sagittarius energy. You got 2 for the past. Smoky quartz. You let something go, and you're back in balance. So I like that. And even that's in the past. You let something go, and you were back in balance in the past. But you let something go. Let's see. That's a gate, which also comes with the truth, and smoky quartz crystal, which was hard to go through, was hard to do for you. It wasn't easy, especially being that higher level of quartz. Find peace within came out. Let's go for the now, please. Okay. You got Chugnite, Hemonite, and Aragonite. So you got detoxed your life in the here and now. You got grounded yourself and restart emotion. Sorry, you released emotional baggage with something. In the here and now, you also have Malachite, so you have luck. Maybe there's finances that you're waiting to transform in the here and now. You're grounding a lot of things, and I felt that in your crystals as well. Let's see for the outcome. You released a lot of emotional baggage. You got back into balance with something in the here and now, in the most recent past, anyway. Pyrite, let the money flow in, and I knew there was something to do with money, and I felt that, it's definitely going to be good for you. A lighthouse means something to you as well, so I picked that for your reading. Pyrite, why is pyrite here? Pyrite. Red jasper, take action. So there's something you want to take action as a reminiscing of something. Something you want to move is a Mars energy with you. Let's see what comes out. It's going to break down. We're going to look at some blocks first, okay? So the agate, the truth. Why is the agate present? High priestess of water. And there were differences, things that you were holding in, There's something that you were holding. It's a lot of love there, But your emotions are upright, but you're holding something in. And there's a truth with it, and there was differences with it. Okay. Another was lust. High priestess is spirit and loyalty. So you got high priestess is spirit. You're not reflecting on that. You're just, maybe you're spitting about somebody. You're loyal to something. You don't know how to take it. Maybe this is a new relationship coming in the here and now, but you really don't know how to take it. Or it could be an old one reminiscing something that you let go. There was differences as well. 33, that looks like an expansion. But you pull back for some reason. You get tempted and you pull back. It says take action in the outcome, so let's see what you do with blocks. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the greatest good. Sagittarius, outcome, the greatest good. Cycles. There was cycles that were, you know, this horse right here. There's movement here and movement here. You have double movement here. You can see it. Take action and movement. So you got double here in the outcome. So whatever you're doing with movement, you've got a lot of money times 2 or something. There's something that wasn't complete. There was a deceit with it. But maybe it was self-sabotage and you came over it. You thought about something. It got complicated for a minute. But you handled it and you gained strength over it and some hope and self-worth. Because you kept up with it. You know what I mean? You were very focused. Let's see what the outside energy that you're dealing with. The outside energy Sag is dealing with in blocks. The outside energy Sag is dealing with in blocks. The greatest good. They're wounded. You know, and they got fragments, so something hurt, you know, so they reminisce a lot, and that's probably why I'm feeling that. But whoever you're dealing with is very wounded. Let's get a smaller breakdown. So there's movement with somebody that got hurt. You're tempted, but you pull back. Why is that? Yeah, so you're tempted, but you pull back. It's like an apology. There's love there. Unconditional loving, giving, and receiving affection, falling in love. But you know this person's wounded. Why is wounded here? You're very attracted to this person. You know, are you attracted to what they hold or how loyal they are? There's an attraction because they're loyal. And you're blocking something or they're blocking something because this is your outside energy. This is you. You've had a movement with it, but you have the lust on your end. Do you see through something? Do you see through the attraction? Yeah, you see through a structure. Very good. Why is the warrior here? They feel wounded. They needed to release something. They didn't want to. It came upside down. You know, they wanted to purge, but they didn't want to because it come upside down. They feel it's a loss with you. They got wounded. Warrior wounded. There's a separation. That's why. They had to release, but it really, you know, their energy, if they could, you know, if they could come to you, they would. There's something that they're wounded about. And maybe they had to purge something and they had to complete it. I'm sorry to say this, but they had to start a new cycle. I want one more on that structure. You found balance twice because structure is balance. You found it twice. One more on that structure because it was a movement of it. Until death do us part. Saturn. Restrictions, adversity, structure, learning karmic lessons, maturity. Karma. That's okay. Yep. It's a message. That's okay. You know, and I wanted to say that came from the World card. There's a dream coming through, a wish of some sort, you know? Why is this lust present? It's in my face. Karma. Balance. So maybe you guys had a lot of karma between each other. Now, once that's paid done, I think the fragments of what came in before were the more lightful energy, instead of what you were angry about, or whatever karma had to be fulfilled. There was a lesson learned in here, and we're going to go into tarot now because I want to see what it breaks down with. Let's look at the karma for Sag. And then we'll look at the karma that they dealt with. Sag, you got the sun. Popped its head up right away. You know, you do. You got the sun. Happiness, joy, fun, optimism. I think this is what you're thinking about in the here and now. The energy is good. You know, you feel life is warm. You know, I like the energy. Let's see what they're dealing with. Person that they're dealing with, the energy after they completed this cycle. Well, it's a lot, but I'll look. Well, the Wheel of Fortune, you know, was their movement. They had to smooth things out. They were overburdened. They didn't know how to communicate. You know, there was things that changed a lot. You know, they had a lot to deal with. They were overloaded with that cycle. Many cycles, I want to say. Let's look at Saturn. Why is Saturn present for Saturn? Why is Saturn present for Sagittarius? You want me to hold? There was toxic situations in the past with this person that you're dealing with, and you're upset about it. You do love them, but you walked away. There's memories of the past that are upsetting you that you're holding on to. Sagittarius, yeah, Empress upside down. You could be dealing with a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. You're dealing with an Empress upside down in the past energy. But there was a transformation with that, and there was healing with it. Right now, you right now don't know what to think or what to do with that pain closed book. You knew it was toxic. I think they do too, the underlining. Yes, they both weren't juggling things correctly at a certain point. That's why judgment reared its head. I'm direct. Take what resonates. They're thinking about you, and you're thinking about them. I asked what the attraction was, and over that came the Four of Coins, that you're both thinking about each other. You know, you're guarded, you're protecting resources, you're deep-seated in past issues. You know, there's stinginess and holding on to possessions, materialism. I'm not going to lie, between that, there's an attraction there with that. You know, you also, you know, you're thinking about collaborating. Yeah. Slowly and surely, you know, you feel not whole, you know. Yeah, there's an underlining wish there. There's a Pisces energy. Something incomplete. This Capricorn, there's an Earth, Saturn energy again. You have Saturn. Yeah, your movements. So this is both, you know, one, and I think here, with the world on being complete and the next cycle starting, this person doesn't feel is hurt without you. They're going to look away, but it really wasn't their wish because it came over the incomplete. And they're always thinking of ways to see you. How do you feel? Well, your soulmate, you made a choice. Choice on choice. Choice on choice. And you're going to hold on to it. You're going to hold it. You're not going to say nothing. You're not reacting. You're very, yep, yep. You ignore it in order to heal it. There you are. So you're patient too. Being patient. I think you're pleased. There's both wish here and wish here. Pleased with the completion, because this could be a family member. You know, this could be a friend. This doesn't have to be a lover, or, you know, I feel more of a family member or a friend. Yeah. 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 There was towers. You got the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. There was towers that we both didn't know what to do with, that were healing star energy. You know, not knowing what to do. Maybe there was a loss of something. The tower of something, because the loss came out before. So there had to be a major healing star energy ending with that. So we'll end it with that, with one more note. The news. Came flying out. See, that was just a fight. It was just a fight. We'll just say all about that, because that came flying out of that deck. So some positive energy that we can tell Sagittarius for this. You know, you might be dealing with a player. Playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. You're just not ready. You're not ready. And they have to deal with it. You're just not ready. You're hurt. You're healing. You know, maybe the karma was to lose you. You know, this for them to open their eyes. I don't know. But you're being very patient. And you have been through it. From crystals are saying here as well. You've been very patient. You could be dealing with someone younger. But you're fed up card wants to rear its head. You feel that they're happier without you, and that's not the truth. You know, not the truth. Love bombing, where did that come in? Karma, love bombing, like they're here and then they're not. They're here and then they're not. They're in and out of your life. And you feel it's been better since. You look for them, you know what I mean? You ghosted them. You know, they had ways that you didn't appreciate. You thought they were flirtatious, you know, and always on a rebound energy. You didn't take their energy seriously. A player. Yeah, rebound still. Asked what the Three of Swords were, and you found evidence. Take what resonates. You don't believe them that this new cycle. You don't believe them, but you wish them well. Yeah, love bombing. I don't know, Sag. This is very dynamic. It could be family. I never really like to get involved with family. You know how that's saying? I don't want to get involved. That's the feeling I'm getting from you. There's luck coming around both, I guess. You know, both had to heal. Both had to heal from karmic situations that were done in this, you know, everything happens for a reason. But there was a positive outcome for both of you. You know, through the differences, through the detoxing that you did. Chained. You're always being watched over. You're doing, you know, a lot. A lot of pride, I guess. You know, someone's pride is so high that the separation has been longer than it should have been. But everything happens for a reason. You're reading up on them. You are. This doesn't even want me to close the deck. Something legal that maybe you're going through. And you think there's a weak energy. You think they're a weak energy. Sneaky link, a weak energy. That's what I felt, a weak energy. You think by them coming to you and trying to find a way or moving forward with self-confidence, optimism, you're questioning that. Yeah, you think they're doing extra. Got real at 2055. This is a separation for definitely, you know, and the two people are taking way too much out of the situation. It's been a long time. Procrastination, they're just too busy. Heavy emotions and mental stress over at the blues. Singing the blues. The news. Both ears don't want to budge. Penny pinching, you don't want to budge. If you put your 2 cents in, they put their 2 cents in, all that, you know, and that's what it is. And then there's total separation and silence, and left with nothing but suffering. But somebody has come out of that, you know, that could be you, but I have this on their side. You're not saying nothing. You're very patient with their movement. You're loyal to them, but you don't let them know it. You're loyal to them, but they don't know it either. It's a very dynamic reading. I don't even want to end it, but I want to see what this penny pinching card. See, it's not clear. That needs to be healing. Yeah. There's miscommunication, very strong. Very strong miscommunication. Like, if you can say, "Wow, you didn't know what I went through," or you didn't know what I went through," and if there was only communication, maybe that would help. These are both thinking about each other, you know. And one of you is looking at like all of the 4 cups that have spilled, and the other one's like, "No, there's 2 left that we can look at." You know, they keep trying. And they'll keep trying. It's unrequited love. You've got it on both sides. So I was wondering what this person is thinking. Same card. Like, I'll always love you. Yeah, 10 of Cups. It could be family. Alright, Leo. Yeah, we're going to end it here. But there's a wish coming to you. You know? I wish you well. You know, wish you well. You're both saying it energetically, but not putting physical attempt to resolve. You know? So is something left unresolved? That's how I'm going to put this reading. That needs to be resolved. Okay. Take care. Sorry it was so deep. But I get real here in the news with those cards I got, you know. You could check them out. But they were a little extra themselves. But it makes it interesting. So anyway, you are interesting and you're very patient, you know, and you love this person and they love you. And hopefully the past issues that are rearing their ugly head can lay to rest. Alright, Sag, take care. Thank you for joining me here. This almost got personal.